Judy and I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for praying for us, for supporting us, and for sending us to the rest of the world as an arm of the local church to share the love of Jesus with those around the world. We just had the opportunity of, even during the pandemic, to go to Ukraine during the months of May and June in 2021. And we want to just share with you some video highlights because you were involved with that ministry with us. We got picked up at the airport by a dear friend of ours in Kiev and looked forward to 2 months of ministry as we came back to a city that we're very used to being in, since we lived here 10 years and return every year. So we got settled in, walked around the city, met with several people over the next couple of weeks, and then started into our ministry with conducting a Coaching 101 training one weekend. This is what you're seeing here. We had Ukrainian dear friends through YFC Ukraine come in from around the country and got to train them up in coaching and even had some beautiful time of singing. И другого не как ты, и другого нет как ты. Mike, это не тебе? Yeah, hello everybody. Coaching. Look at this great bunch of people here. After a few weeks in Kiev and doing ministry, we got on a train and it was time to move south to the port city of Odessa, where we're gathering together the YFC Ukraine staff that are doing ministry that are full-time. And these are regional leaders of children's and teens ministries. They're coordinating volunteers, so over probably 800 volunteers in the country ministering with teens and children in multiple day centers and youth clubs. And so this was a special time to really focus on them, helping them with their walk with the Lord, helping direct them as spiritual guides to God's Word and also their personal walks with God. So it was a refreshing time. We had a special communion together, and I think we all said that we felt energized, spiritually energized and filled to go out and go from there. So then we switched gears at the beginning of June and gathered our American team from the States. Videotaping, and we are arriving in Chernihiv. We are arriving here.
This is pretty.
Coming into town.
Do you remember that content? Yeah, I do.
In June, our American team came to Ukraine to join us to conduct 2 camps. The first one being an evangelistic village camp in the same village where our adopted daughter Katya's sister lives and her family. And so it was just a great pleasure to go back there. This is the 3rd time we've conducted a day camp for the children and teenagers in this village very close to the Belarusian border. It was a special time of sharing the love of Jesus to these children and teens. And we also spent time and ate a meal with Katya's family there in the village, and it was a blessed time together. Then we took another train, and we took a train over to Kharkov in eastern Ukraine for the 2nd camp. And we joined up with the local churches there in Kharkov, which is a city of over 1 million people. And we were unable to actually rent a camp base, but actually needed to do the camp in the local park. So we gathered teenagers around from the park, and the churches worked with us there. The YFC Ukraine team led the camp, and we had just a wonderful time, again, doing English lessons, sports, even the YFC Ukraine team brought along crafts, and we set up tables in the park, and they did little crafts based on our theme of 8 wonders of the world, the 8th wonder being you. And of course, we had the evangelistic messages and the gospel being shared. The Kharkov churches will continue working with the teenagers that met Christ there during our NOT camp. So thank you so much for partnering with us, for sending Judy and I. Please continue to pray for our brothers and sisters in Ukraine and around the world as we seek to fulfill the Great Commission in making disciples of all nations. Thank you.